Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Level with You show. We are recording remotely this week for, you guessed it, the coronavirus. We began talking
Hey.
about this like
Mm,
months ago, and it's finally here.
yep, we're in the big character arc right now with coronavirus. That's our big main villain of the series,
Yeah, pretty
making us all
much.
stay home, laying everybody off.
Yeah,
I
for
match
real.
your All Might.
Yeah, if we put them in the same room, it'll be like the opening, the most recent.
Nice.
All like the figures on the side.
So yeah, thanks for checking the show out this week. Things are going to be a little bit different than usual since we're not in the same room. We might be talking over each other a little bit more than we usually do, but we're going to do our best, and we just you know figured this was the safest thing to do. It's a week by week, day by day thing that we are all experiencing together. I'm sure
hmm
you guys, anybody watching at home, is doing the same thing. So I figured before we, get into what we've been playing and some of the gaming news that's happening and stuff like that, that we could just sort of, I don't know, vent a little bit or talk a little bit about how our lives have changed, how it's, um, you know, most likely for the worse, but maybe for the better in some aspects.
In a weird way, I'm kind of happy to get a break for for like 2 weeks. It'll be hopefully it's just a temporary thing, but you know, it's nice to today. I love sleeping in. I woke up, what is it, 5:30, 3 hours ago, and that was super nice.
oh
But
wow.
mm-hmm,
So you
tired boy.
you have been affected more negatively than I think the other two or the other three of the crew have. Um, so you want to tell a little bit about your experience at your job?
Yeah, I mean everything. There was really, I think the biggest thing right there now is just like lack of communication. We didn't receive an email or anything to let everybody know we were getting. I got a call yesterday at 3:30, which was the end of the day, like the very end of the day. We're supposed to clock out from my boss, my supervisor, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, but you're laid off, kind of like everybody else."
Mm,
So hopefully this is only a temporary thing. She's like, "I'll see you in a couple weeks." It didn't seem like a permanent thing. My HR department was kind of advising me to use vacation time, which upon reconsideration today, I've been trying to be in contact with them. It wasn't really the best choice. If everybody's getting laid off and we're getting, the government's helping us pay, cover our bills and everything. There's supposedly we're going to be getting that check. I guess we can talk about that more later on, but I really don't know too much as is right now. I just don't. I feel like it's really easy to get taken advantage of right now, especially with all this going on and all the confusion. And if companies really aren't on the up and up and have a solid line of communication with their employees, then it really. I feel like I could definitely, I have a pretty big chance of getting, for lack of better words, fucked over using
mm-hmm.
my benefits and stuff I've accrued. Because if everybody's in the same boat, I was talking to my old man today. He bring up a good point where he's like, if you're in the same boat today, as everybody else, why use your hard-earned vacation time that you've put in, that you could take off when the weather's nice out and there's not a quarantine going on, then if everybody's getting paid out now.
Yeah, that's a tough situation, man. Like I
hmm
definitely would be stressing if I were you. So seems like you're
Mm.
taking it in stride and
Because I got
um,
Animal Crossing.
yeah.
I gotta say that's been no Miyamoto. I don't, yeah, he's the
Savior.
main guy, but yeah, KK Slider's my man.
so yeah, you that's tough. So how about you, Kenny? How's your life been turned upside down, and how you dealing?
Honestly, it's just the nuisance of having to work from home
Yeah.
Mhm.
reality. Other than that, I think I'm a person that's as much as outgoing as I can be. I'm tend to social distance on my days off, no matter what. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
it just feels like a never-ending Saturday and Sunday to me right now.
um, but like, is your family driving each other nuts yet, or are you guys doing like proper social distancing at home too?
See what I feel like. Oh, sorry about that. I feel like I'm doing just fine at home. We're for the most part, everybody we'll hang out together. We'll eat dinner together. We'll play games together. And sometimes watch a show together. We'll be together. So it's in reality, we tend to not really get on each other's nerves that much.
Mhm.
That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, there is the silver lining that people keep talking about. Oh, it's bringing families together that haven't done stuff in such a long time. Like, yeah, not worth the thousands of deaths going on, but
No,
uh,
for sure.
for sure, you can look for some bright side, I guess. And
You kind of have to right now. I mean, with everybody, you can't really just focus on all the negatives, and it is super stressful. But what's freaking out going to do for you? Nothing positive. It's just going to drive you crazy when you're already, there's already the possibility of being driven crazy from people in your house, getting on your nerves, your family, everything, and being cooped up in your house and not being able to leave unless it's going to the grocery store. Which in that point, you're probably surrounded by a bunch of other people that will, personally, it stressed me the fuck out. Just being around a bunch of other people that are like, "Where's my toilet paper? I need my wet wipes."
Yeah,
Right.
last time I was at the grocery store was I want to say 2 days ago at Big Y. Anybody like have any good grocery stories?
When I've been, I haven't been
yeah.
swamped yet.
I mean, I went last time I was shopping was grocery shopping. I mean, me and Caitlin actually went yesterday just to pick up like a couple things. But they weren't any like key item type things. We were just kind of like, we wanted to get fish, so we went to seafood and got some salmon.
Nice.
Okay.
But I mean, I went to like Aldi's.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
How was that little crap show?
I mean, I went to Aldi's probably about like a week ago now. And yeah, they were packed, line out the door, waiting for people to open. And I know now, pretty basically, if you want eggs, like you have to get there right to open, or else they're not going to have any. Same
with
thing
chickens,
with
man.
like toilet paper and. But I mean, if you get there, if you do go out grocery shopping, if you get there early enough, typically a place like Aldi's or something will have, like, I got a bunch of meat that I just ended up freezing and that'll last me probably a week or two.
Yeah, well, we stocked the hell up just in case there is a statewide shutdown, which seems to be like I don't know, it feels likely one day and then less likely the other day.
Well, it is now, isn't it? I thought we were in shutdown right now. Like the heat by noon today.
It's an advisory.
And also, if you see the list of quote unquote essential businesses, it is 9 pages long, and I was like,
GameStop's on it.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
no,
they're not.
they're shut down now.
Oh, they are now? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I thought it was before.
They're doing curbside pickup. They're not shut down.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they had to go back on their story, or their policy, because it was turning into a PR nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure. People were like, I followed this one guy on YouTube, Some Ordinary Gamers, he had a really good video. It was just like him just tearing down GameStop. Like, what the fuck? Like, how are you considered an essential business even by somebody who he's very, like he prefers physical over digital, like some of us do.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, I prefer that, but now if you have to get a game, just download it. It's not risking, don't risk anybody else's safety, anybody else's health, and like
For
download.
sure.
Which I can see. I agree.
This can't be Reggie's first call, right? This wasn't Reggie, was it?
I don't think so. I mean,
His first call on the board.
Reggie's like,
if you guys didn't know what I'm talking about, a story we talked about last week on the show or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Reggie Fils-Aimé, the former president at Nintendo of America, he's now on the board of directors at GameStop, doing God knows what. But anyway, if you are viewing and would like to jump into the chat, please do so. We will take your questions pretty much whenever throughout the show. So we're trying to be a little bit more interactive and engage with the little community that we have. So don't be shy.
The Grim Rocker said that Pennsylvania revoked GameStop's business licenses. That's what he heard.
Oh, really?
Oh,
wow.
Damn. Well, good on them.
Womp womp.
We got the eShop, we got PSN, we got Xbox Live. As far as I know, they're all up as of right now.
I've seen Xbox Live or Xbox seem to take a hit a couple days over the past couple weeks.
Yep. I mean,
what was up with that?
I think it was just an influx of people crashing some of the multiplayer servers, like party chat and just.
I know Discord upgraded from 10 people max to 50 in a group.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So definitely Microsoft, but Microsoft was able to fix some of their server issues within, I want to say, hour and a half. So they were there at least quick with it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be definitely a terrible time for it to go down. Have you guys made any digital purchases that you would have gotten physical in the past week?
Well, everything on Game Pass, like I gotta say, like honestly, I'm really glad you guys were telling me all the good things about Game Pass, because right now, probably definitely not a better time to get Game Pass. I've been downloading a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Nice. What in particular did you pick up or download?
Children of Morta,
Nice.
Moonlighter, a bunch of the Metal Slugs, but those are way better as multiplayer games, and that's not really right now working out.
Mhm.
Star Ocean or Fantasy Star Online 2, I played a little bit of.
Nice.
Just all the random stuff I have. I got War Group I got to try out. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
that's one I have on my console. Still yet to try it. But me
Looks fun.
personally, I got Doom, which I'll be talking about a little bit later. I downloaded it. I would have gotten the physical, but I was like, I guess I'll. What's the big deal? Like, it's not even worth the 1 in 1,000 chance if I can spread it, or it's just,
Mhm.
and I don't have to get up. So
That's true.
Mhm.
It's way better.
Yeah, I mean, I got Animal Crossing digital.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking of doing the same, even though it's a Nintendo game, and we were
Yeah.
just telling friend of the show Brendan last week that if it's a Nintendo game, you should probably get the physical version. But and Animal Crossing is a game that you're gonna like come back to forever.
Yeah.
Well, that hopefully. So it's just good to have it on there.
Yeah.
It's a daily thing.
I don't know, like, even like not being a huge Animal Crossing fan over the years, I still like everyone's talking about it on social media. Everyone's talking about Animal Crossing and how great it is. But if I see somebody who say like, "Oh, I was a cheater and time skipped," I'm like, "Oh my god, that sounds so terrible. Why would you do that?"
Yeah, you can't because I mean, every change in your island is permanent. You can't if you move the dates ahead, it doesn't do anything for you, which is kind of a cool way around it.
What would
Well-
what would they do that for?
to move
Like get certain events or
to get events or to get to have like buildings built faster or like new residents moved in, because usually it takes like a single day for things to happen, or I don't know, maybe they time skip to a Sunday so that they can buy all the turnips and then skip to
I
another
didn't even know
day
that was a thing until today.
to sell the turnips. And
It's really just defeating the whole appeal of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
It's
pretty
like,
much skip to different seasons so you can catch different fit creatures.
Yeah, well, I hope that the Mr. Rossetti comes out and scolds them somehow.
He doesn't, which
Yeah.
is the worst part. He's not in the I don't know if he's in the game, but he doesn't. Like, at least they haven't put him in the game yet. He might be an update, but if you mess with any time settings or anything, he doesn't pop out to freak out at you, which is pretty disappointing.
It is.
I think
Very.
eventually they'll probably patch something in to scold those
so.
people.
I hope so. I know there was a controversy about it back when it was like on the DS, or I think even the original, that like when people were first starting to get very sensitive about it, they're like, "Whoa, this character's coming out of the ground and yelling at me and my kids." upsetting them. I was like, okay, all right.
How big is the download file? Just curious.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I can find out real quick.
20 gigabytes maybe.
That'd be a lot.
I had space for it, so it can't be. It's
It's
probably not more than 15.
I'm gonna guess that it's like 6.
Animal Crossing Switch down.
Right now is the time. I'm really curious to see what the amiibos are gonna. How they're gonna play
6.4.
to it.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
there we go. All right, yeah, not bad, not bad. So, there has been a lot of new games coming out. We've been playing them, so I think we should maybe hop into the gaming section of the show if you guys are down.
For sure.
We got Ori, we got Doom, we got Animal Crossing, we got Bleeding Edge. So, do we have any volunteers on who wants to start us off with what's new in their gaming worlds?
I mean, we were just talking about Animal Crossing. If you want us to keep going.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
on going. Keep
Well, I know me and Anthony have been playing it. A couple nights ago, me and Anthony and like 2 of our other friends were on Anthony's island watching a meteor shower. That was pretty awesome.
That is really cool.
Didn't know. We got a whole bunch of star bits that washed up. I still don't know what those do, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think overall it's just like I wasn't exactly sure how like addicting this game would be, but it's like really like sunk its teeth into me, and like it's hard to put down sometimes because it's like it's the same old Animal Crossing. Tom Nook is upgrading your home. You're constantly in debt to upgrade your house to get bigger spaces, more rooms, and things like that. So you grind as much as you want to in order to
Yeah.
like sell things and get bills and pay off your house and
So I had a couple questions. First, I guess I'll do what you just talked about. You say you can grind as much as you want. Are you finding that you're running out of things to do during the day? Because that's something that I've heard about Animal Crossing in the past. Is like, oh, you pay 20 minutes and then you're sort of done.
I think depending on the daily thing going on, because like today I still haven't really finished all my daily stuff. It was like what Tyler was saying, it was pretty hard to put down because we were just playing before the show started, and I have to move in 3 new villagers who I ran into last week, so it took them a couple days in the system to, I guess, go through Tom Nook. But once you talk to him, and Tyler was telling me a little bit about it because he's moved in a couple people already. But once you get the people's applications to move in, you have to go. Thankfully, you build a bridge because when I started, I thought I just picked a really bad island layout plan because you can't get over streams at first. So you're kind of stuck for the first like day
Oh,
and a half within the little. I chose like a little area that was kind of surrounded by 2 streams of water, and then one that goes up from like a little waterfall area. But you can't get over those until you get a vaulting pole, which you get the second day. So I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna run out of stuff. But I mean, that it is just your first intro day. You have your stuff to do, but as you progress, you get like a museum. You get to move in the character called Blathers. He
oh, I know Blathers.
Oh yeah, he's really cool because you can get all the fish and insects, sea life, whatever you find, fruit, not fruit because you can sell that, but everything
I
you
love
get, you bring to him. Mhm.
One of my favorite parts about that character, and I just remembered this from when I played the first game, is that you go to him in the daytime and he's sleeping, and then you go to him
Yeah.
at nighttime and he's wide awake. Is that
yeah
still the case?
Yep. He's like,
yeah
oh, I'm a bit of a night owl, and I was like, ah. So it's
It's awesome.
cool. But yeah, he
uh
hates insects too, which is really funny. If you try to give him any insect, his little thing, he's like, "Whoa, I detest these things." But then he's like, "Even though I hate them, don't worry, I'm gonna take really good care of them."
yeah that's actually been like a lot of my focus is like really trying to find like new creatures to turn into Blathers to put in the museum. I mean I'm pretty
That
much
fish was awesome.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that fish is
giant that
huge.
oarfish.
He caught one on Sunday night when he was on my island.
Yeah, just like randomly.
Where did you find it?
It's just in the sea.
Just out of the sea. Did
I'm
you
not
use bait?
No, I didn't. It was just random.
Oh,
So can
shoot.
you guys talk about what the multiplayer is like a little bit and like what the benefits you had from being able to visit each other besides the clear social aspect of it?
Yeah, so I think what I found to be like the benefits, so every time you go travel somewhere, you get some Nook miles. And Nook miles are kind of like another form of currency now that you can use to spend on different wardrobe accessories, different
Different
like
sets of
upgrades.
hairstyles.
Yeah, hairstyles. You can spend them early on in the game to upgrade your pockets, how much you can carry.
That's
Mm,
super handy.
Um,
Super handy. You get a tool ring, so you can access all the tools you need a lot easier with just the press
yeah,
of the joypad, rather than having to go through your menu and equip it, which is super handy.
yeah. And I think it kind of expects you to purchase those things early on
Mhm.
because you really do need them.
Yeah, I'd
um,
say those are definitely the one. Like those are the best ones at first to purchase. Is just pay off because you can pay off your. I think that's how you have to pay off your tent, right? Is with miles at first. I
yeah,
don't
I
know if
think
you
so.
get a
Yeah,
bills option. So you
yeah,
have to pay it's like 5,000 to pay it off. So you get a house. So you build your house, and then after that, you get a little more leeway with your miles, and it's great because like as you guys know, I love progression systems, and watching those little bars at the bottom of the screen fill up. But this time you get a cool little thing called a Nook phone that Nook gives you, and you have all your like projects and everything stored on there, your miles. So you can go and check when you do something. It'll buzz and give you a little alert. You
So are
check
you
it off.
talking about an app that you actually install?
Yep, on your in-game phone. He gives you a Nook phone.
yeah,
I
Oh,
wish. Well, there is kind of in a way on the title screen. If you press the minus button on the Joy-Con, you go into this new menu where it says settings, and then there's like Nook something plus or whatever it is. I forget what it is right now. But you link up your Nintendo account with it if you have the Nintendo app downloaded, and you can voice chat through there for Animal Crossing, and we were doing that, which is really cool. It was the first
yeah.
time I've ever
That was actually
started some
really
voice
really
chat.
easy too.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
easy.
because once I entered into your island, it's like,
You
oh,
just
they're
automatically connect
they're using voice chat on the Nintendo app, and I'm like, oh, okay. Clicked on it, like everyone on the island was then like in this voice chat through their phone.
hmm
oh, okay. Well, glad to hear that that's working all right.
for sure.
And
And I
it's
guess
and
it
it's
with like Splatoon and stuff too, and Smash Brothers, the same thing.
I guess we'll have to try it on our next Super Smash Sunday, which we will have. Sorry, we missed a week. I think I was just having a real bad day. Tyler was busy. things happen. So
Yeah, I had to go run an errand and no win. Leave a
Mm.
stream, so that's my bad too.
eh,
We need a break.
But
Everyone needs a break for a week.
but another cool thing with the Nook miles that you can do is you can purchase a Nook ticket. Which, so I mean, you only have like a certain amount of resources that you can gather on your island. Rocks give you rocks, clay, iron ore, and on rare chances a gold nugget.
Ooh.
So
Have you got one of those yet?
I got one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
what do you do with it?
You can sell it for 10,000, and I assume you can also probably craft with it, but I don't have anything to craft with it.
Because that's another cool thing. You get DIY projects, which is another big gimmick in this game where you use the materials you find now. So it's another layer of like, okay, I have this stuff. You bring it to a DIY bench, via Minecraft or something like that, and you make it into tools, furniture, pretty much anything, which is really neat.
Have you guys been designing any shirts and stuff like that?
No, but I want to get into that.
No,
'cause that
yeah, I
looks like
haven't
it's
yet.
a lot of fun. Kenny sent us some PAX East designs.
Yeah, that was cool. I was like wondering if you guys had created that or not. You guys were blowing up the group text the other day
Mm-hmm.
to talk about Animal Crossing for like 3 hours, and I had to turn it on silent.
No, I don't blame you. You're playing, you're like, I hate these guys.
I was almost about to text Kenny, like, should we tell them to just text each other?
No. Because that way then you guys will want to buy it.
I would.
I
That's
know.
the way to get people to play games.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It was all good.
Yeah,
We
I
like
would-
it, Wiley. It's a nice. It's very relaxing. Like I really didn't think, like what Tyler was saying earlier. I really didn't think I'd be enjoying it as much as I did. Like it's very,
I'm
it's a
thinking
nice
about
getaway.
making the purchase.
It's
You
worth
guys
it.
definitely are convincing me.
call my stop, see if I could get the curbside pickup on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
One of the ideas I was telling Anthony before is like, what if instead of just like doing this quadrant with our cameras, we all just like logged on to Animal Crossing and just threw up a screen of like all four of us sitting in
Mhm.
Animal Crossing during a podcast.
You can just sit around, which is neat.
That would be cool.
Mhm. I'd be down with that.
Yeah, we definitely do some fun things with this quarantine time if we put our minds to it.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
wonder if I guarantee there's probably a microphone that you can get in Animal Crossing, and if that's the case, then we could just like make a table. We could all sit around the table with a microphone.
That would be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure there's got to be an accessory for that. I guarantee.
Yeah.
I have to check the shopping too, because you can send away for
Tyler's
the
about to
different
just
furniture.
make this a straight up Animal Crossing channel by the sound of it.
Hey guys, welcome to my Animal Crossing channel. I'm going to be telling you top 5 things you could use nuggets for today. Number 1, crafting.
Is Caitlin living with you yet in Animal Crossing?
No, not yet. I actually had convinced her to purchase a Switch and get Animal Crossing, but everywhere.
Whoa.
But she wants an actual Switch. She doesn't want a Switch Lite, but everywhere is sold out of Switches right now.
Which is crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Quarantine, good for some. Good for some.
Did you contact your local GameStop?
Yeah, I did. I called them. They're all sold out. They only have lights. GameStop,
Mm.
Best Buy, Target, Walmart. All they have are lights.
It's
That is
bull
crazy.
crap.
All right, so you guys got anything you want to say about Animal Crossing before I grill Kenny on Bleeding Edge?
Did you hear that a bunch of people are actually review bombing Animal Crossing now?
What does that mean?
Review bombing it in a negative way?
Yeah, in Metacritic, people are just giving it like zeros.
Why?
Why?
It's so good.
So one of the main reasons, and kind of like a reason for, so you can only have one island per Switch console, right?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
means if Caitlin were to start an account and like make a house, it would have to be on my island, but progression can only be done on the initial player's account. So pretty much like if you go and talk to Tom Nook, it'll say like, oh, like you can do this to help out Tyler, and like there's no like, pretty much they can only like gather resources or like build things for like their own house and stuff like that, or it really needs to like contribute to like the island or like the island's goal or whatever. So a lot of people were review bombing it, saying like, oh, it's dumb that you can't have more than one island on the same account, because in a lot of cases, I mean, especially early on, as you're like waiting for things to get built, I can see how like if somebody has a second account, they're kind of just like stuck not being able to progress until the main island owner progresses, I guess.
That does kind of suck.
Oh, so they can't even like be upgrading their house or something if the other person hasn't done so?
Right, yeah.
Oh wow, that sucks. So
Well, I
you're
think-
way
Actually
ahead
does
in
suck.
bills.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Metacritic right now, and you're right. It's got a overall score of 6.4 with 346 positive and 300 negative.
Wow.
And yeah, they all are pretty much talking about I can't progress because my girlfriend started the game before me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's two of the people I know actually have that same. I don't know if the same reasoning yet, but they have Animal Crossing because their wife or significant other bought it and they're playing on their island.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Maybe they'll patch it out. I mean, that would definitely be a good guy Nintendo move.
Yeah.
hmm But hey, if they want more people to buy Switches, that's one way
Yeah.
to do it. Get
Mhm.
your own island, buy a Switch.
Yeah, that is a shitty way to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Animal Crossing. I'm sure we'll be talking about it for weeks to come. So Kenny, this game just released, I believe, today. Is that correct? Bleeding Edge?
Yeah, today.
Bleeding Edge, the new PvP Game Pass exclusive game from Ninja Theory, developers of Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, DMC, and other stuff throughout the years.
Dead
Uh,
or
te-
Alive.
tell me about it.
It's almost it's an Xbox exclusive. I know you could play it on PC as well. It's a team based brawler, pretty much in essence, and it plays almost like a Overwatch, or like an Overwatch clone. You know,
So when you say it's like an Overwatch clone, does it mean that you're guarding the package or whatever, trying to get it to a certain spot?
so it has similar game modes, not exactly like that. So it has a capture the flag game mode. But the capture points rotate between three different points or all 3 points at once, depending on like the time frame and point in time in the match. So it'll just rotate for 45 seconds. It'll have point A open for capture. So both teams are fluctuating the A to capture A and fight each other. It's divided into roles. So it has the damage dealers, the healers, and the tanks. Well, it does pretty well that in each class almost has a hybrid role in that class. So the tanks, they have one tank that kind of can deal enough damage to take somebody out, can keep himself alive because he can heal by causing damage.
That's a cool perk.
But he doesn't have a crazy amount of health like a normal tank would have. So that's his only con, is the health wise. But if you're going in with him and a good healer, you can almost be unstoppable with just that combo. And the damage people could just be mediocre and still win.
Well, that's cool. So, what's the progression like? Are you just leveling up getting a loot box every level, like Overwatch, or what's incentivizing you to keep on playing?
So you every time you level up, you get credits, and with the credits, you can buy the mods for your build, for your build, and that kind of is the incentive there. You could play around with your mods and your build and your loadout. If you feel as though one of your abilities you really don't use it as much, but what you want to make another one a little stronger,
Mhm.
then go to your loadout and get a mod for that. For either causing health steal to last longer, or to cause burn damage to last longer, or to hit harder, things like that, or more health for your character. So different mods do different things, and you can put 3 mods per loadout. So you
Okay.
can put 3 mods for that specific loadout you're going into. So, and you can set up multiple loadouts. So depending on the match, if you're going to secure the flag, then you want to go with your loadout 1, because that's the one that you feel as though is the best loadout for secure the flag. Or if there's one game mode where you're destroying power cells,
Mhm.
and then depositing them, and that one can get a little intense also, because I think at one point in time I was in the middle of a match and that was the tank. That was the tank I was explaining to you, the hybrid tank. So I think at one point in time, without noticing, without really looking, I had on me 26 cells. And you have to deposit. You gotta, for each cell that you deposit, that's 1 point, and it's the first to 60 points. So right there, just by myself, if I would deposit, I would have had half the points of the team.
And did you get killed or did you make it?
So what happened was I didn't realize it, and then the rest. So two of the damage dealers backed out, and then me and the healer got jumped by all four of the opposite team from the opposite
Ugh.
team, and we didn't make it. And when I looked at how many power cells popped out of my body when I died, I was like, "Oh no, we can't let them deposit that." So then on the next respawn, we just got all of it back, and I was like, I'm depositing all of this. I'm not wasting any time this time around."
Don't blame
Yeah,
you.
it's reminding me of what do you call it in Destiny? Gambit a little bit, but
Yeah. So most likely took little hints and things from different games, multiplayers. But in reality, like so playing it today already, I played a total of 12 matches. I won 9 of them already,
cool.
and I was playing with my brother Anthony and my friend Ricky. So we didn't even, or the fourth was just a random. The one of the matches that we did lose was because the random took the healer from my brother, and it was a struggle. Like when I say we were struggling, this guy was not healing. And I looked at his healing numbers at the end of the match. He had only done 5,000 points of healing. When I tell you, when my brother's controlling the healer, he gets up to almost 20,000 points of healing.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So
So,
that discrepancy,
how many characters are available from the get-go?
I hope so. There's 3 healers. I want to say there's 3 tanks, 5 to 6 damage characters. So I want to say 10 to 12 characters, just to be on the safe side.
Cool.
Sounds like my kind of game to get into the ground floor. Be Overwatch all over again.
It's only $30. It's on PC. I'm sure.
Is it crossplay?
I believe it is crossplay. We can always check into that, and that it would be amazing if it is crossplay because I definitely wanted to stream a little bit of this game, and it's a super quick install. It's only 11 gigabytes. Honestly, it's
That's
small
awesome.
game, you know.
You're finding out if it's crossplay, Tyler?
Yeah.
And Tyler has a Game Pass for PC, so he should be good to go.
It actually ran out.
I have to re-up it.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it is crossplay.
Nice.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's a super small download, Tyler. At least on the Xbox, it was only 11 gigabytes. But it's a game that I feel like we would enjoy as a team. You know, like the communication aspect and just I was already my mind was already running, depending on the characters we were running, on like combos to run and between characters. You know, because my main damage character is the character named Nidhogg. When I tell you, when I run with him, I'm in the 10,000s with damage done. Like at this point,
Nidhogg.
Yeah, Nidhogg, dude. He has a guitar. He does a lot of electric and fire damage.
It is a 4-player game, so it would be a good game for us all to get together and stream.
Do you still have to pay for it?
Ant has Game Pass, so Ant could download it. You have Game Pass. Why don't you go with it?
You don't have to pay for it, right? You said it was $30, but if it's on Game Pass, you just
Yeah. I played it for just a few minutes during the beta, but unfortunately, I only played through the tutorial because every time I tried to hop into a match, I got instantly booted. So it felt really good. I will say the tutorial gave me high expectations for how the game would actually play, but alas, I have no impressions to give.
Yeah. And I kind of like the art style. It's not cartoony like Overwatch. It's more grungy. You know,
it definitely is like right between Overwatch and Borderlands in terms of its vibe. That's that I get from it.
Oh, big time.
That's what it looked like, yeah, from the promo art that I saw.
Like it has that really fat lady character that's straight up that fat lady character from Borderlands.
Oh, the
Ellie
mechanic from Borderlands. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a fun game. It's definitely a game I would recommend, especially if Tyler was a big Overwatch fan. Do I see it overtaking Overwatch, no, but I think it's a good addition for people who might not want to jump into Overwatch, and because it's been so long and they're gonna feel lost. This is a game to just pick up from the ground up,
Mm-hmm.
and they're
That's
gonna
rad.
just add more characters and add more skins, things like that. Hopefully,
And you said you could customize your loadout, so you kind of have your own custom character in a way.
yeah. In a way, you could skin. You could pick your board because your method of transportation to move faster around the map is a hoverboard.
Hmm.
I already know what hoverboard I personally want. I'm gonna be working towards that. It's a manta, so your hoverboard kind of flaps. It's manta.
Manta Ray.
Yep. And
That's
so I
cool.
thought that was cool. I saw
Nice.
that in the hoverboard selection, so I was like, oh, I need that. So I'll be grinding out for that. And at this point in time, I also looked at the achievements because I've been working. Remember my one of my resolutions was to hit 80 was to hit 100,000 achievement score in
Yeah,
Xbox. The achievements aren't that bad to get all 1,000 points. So I'm working on that.
nice. I was looking at the achievement list for Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is what's been taking up my time, and I could get most of them. One of them is speed run the game in 4 hours, and I don't think that's happening. That'll
Wow.
take some serious practice. So Kenny, you got anything else before we go on to Ori and the Will of the Wisps?
In regards to Bleeding Edge, not really. That's honestly between Bleeding Edge and Wars. That's what's been taking up most of my time because I've been playing other games here and there just to play my backlog, like some Telltale games. But you know,
Hmm.
those
That's
aren't.
cool. Yeah, you said you were playing Batman. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, actually, I ran through the first one. I'm running through the second one, which was this March's Games with Gold. Playing that one right now, and those are easy 1,000 gamer score.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely try and pick up Bleeding Edge, or I think I'll re-up my Game Pass for PC.
Yeah,
If I
man.
worst case scenario, you don't like Bleeding Edge, you didn't pay the $30 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a safe route to go with it.
If you are just tuning in late, this is a weekly video game podcast where we all get together and talk about, you guessed it, video games. We are recording remotely this week due to the virus. We're usually all at a table at Tyler's house, who's in the upper left-hand corner of your screen.
Mhm.
If you'd like to be part of the show, feel free to leave a question in the chat, and we will do our best to answer it. We record every Tuesday evening, starting at around 6-ish. Usually, we went a little earlier than usual today, since none of us had to drive home. We were here already. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Kenny, we've been talking about some Bleeding Edge. We had a long Animal Crossing talk before that, and I myself have been playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is the newest game from Moon Studios. The last game they did was Ori and the Blind Forest. It's been a long time coming since the sequel, or for the sequel, but I am happy to say that it is worth the wait in just about every way. Um, it is very inspired by a 2017 Metroidvania, Hollow Knight. Um, and I'll tell you how. Hollow Knight had a perk system where you could equip several things called charms that give you pretty significant boosts in battle. So that's something that's been added and implemented nearly the exact same way. Um, the maps feature somebody, or each new area features a map maker that you buy a map from that unveils the rest of the area, which is literally taken straight from the game. The combat is a lot more punishing, a lot snappier. Um, the sword definitely heavily reminds me of the pin or whatever it was from Hollow Knight. So that's been satisfying. There's much greater amount of NPCs. They all talk in a similar way to the characters from Hollow Knight. So like, it definitely still feels like the first game, which was great. This one improves on its mobility even more. Like, you're platforming in these areas, and it's really just like a thing of beauty to see yourself shoot yourself up into the sky, and then grapple over to this thing and dash this way, and it all feels very seamless in a way that pretty much no other game feels as sort of silky smooth in terms of platforming that I can think of off the top of my head anyway. So yeah, like, I was a little frustrated by it when uh, I was kind of hitting a wall everywhere I would go. I'd run into a place where I needed an ability to get past it, but that was kind of like my bad because I wasn't exploring enough as I should have because you know, I guess I was just in my mindset where I want to get shit done and not letting the world sort of engross me the way that a great game like this deserves to. Um, yeah, I mean, like I just been having a blast with it. The music's amazing. The story is really touching. It's like very Pixar and cute, but also emotional at times. Like I almost texted you guys last night when there was a death of a certain character. I was like, no, but
Ooh. You
wouldn't
should have
really.
blew up the chat with Animal Crossing. This is blow
Yeah,
it up.
true.
I
So yeah,
haven't progressed too much. I know you already blew by me by a lot. I think I'm at only 10% of the world explored. Um, but I definitely found it like I struggle with those types of games at times. At least keeping my attention on it, no matter how great they are. I
hmm
think when it starts to begin getting any difficult, then I just put it down for a little bit and I need a break. So I can return to it afterwards.
it definitely is challenging. I think more so earlier on when you don't have all your upgrades because now that I spent yesterday I played for several hours. I went from 32% to like 67%. And I pretty much doubled my health and my energy. So
Nice.
there are enemies now that I'm just like mowing over that were giving me significant trouble before. I beat a boss on my so there's like there's these bosses you can tackle in different orders. Um, d- and the first one I took out, it took me like 20, 25 tries. Like they're instantaneous retries, which is a great thing about the game too. Um, even though it was 25 times, it wasn't all that bad. Um, but the second boss, when I had all my health upgrades, it was by the skin of my teeth, but I did it on the first try. So, um, yeah. You guys have any questions about it?
What did you think of and you said you were watching the Oni plays of it. What did you think of that?
I thought they did
Yeah.
a really funny job.
Mhm.
I like the way that it's like lightly edited, but it feels
Mhm.
um, still like you can follow the action moment to moment.
Mhm.
Um, I like the way that they're take little jabs at each other. Like there was a funny part where they were talking about, oh, why is this a cutscene? Why am I not playing as this owl? And then
And then 5 minutes later, it comes back and they get to actually play as the owl, and they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, look at me, I'm the asshole."
yeah, exactly. And he's like,
That's what I love about it.
what did you want to press X to look at the pond sadly?
Yeah. That's why I love watching them because they're just stupid about it, and they're really quick to point out flaws. And then it's funny because they'll take their comeuppance when they get it. When it's like, oh, oops, yeah, I guess I can do that. Looks good.
So what you were saying that like the boss fights, as soon as you die from a boss fight, you just immediately start the fight over. You're not like respawning from a checkpoint or something.
No, no, it's very forgiving in that aspect. Even if you're at a different platforming section and you are running into trouble, it's pretty generous with this checkpointing system. I remember that the original game had some sort of strange saving system, but this certainly doesn't. That you do technically save the game, I think, when you're done playing at the sort of healing points. But um, yeah, I think that it auto saves when you're throwing it when you're as you're playing it. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue tied. But uh, yeah, no frustration as far as lack of checkpointing in the game, which has been
That's
nice.
good.
Which stuff like that's one way it's not like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight did the Dark Souls thing where you kind of had to do
Right.
a boss run. It's not quite as unforgiving as that game, which I'm okay with right now because the other game I've been playing, and holy crap, it is not forgiving, is Doom Eternal.
Wait, I have one more question about Ori.
About Ori, yeah.
So in terms of like it being like Hollow Knight, would you say it's as linear or less linear, or the same?
I would say the same. Like it is very wide open from the
So there's
the jump.
like you can fight bosses in various different orders at times.
For sure. Yeah, like there's not as many bosses as in Hollow Knight. Like I would say there's probably less than 10. And in Hollow Knight, there's definitely at least 20.
Yeah.
Um, and you are blocked off, and just like in Hollow Knight, as you get more mobility and you're able to reach higher areas and break down certain walls, there is some form of linearity in that aspect, but um, the world is fully explorable to you as long as you have the ability to traverse where you're at.
Is there a lot of like lore in this game, or is it kind of just like just one mainline story?
There's not lore, I think, that as rich as in Hollow Knight, but it is definitely an improvement over the first game. It has more of a sense of place. Like I said, there are way more NPCs. A lot of them have pretty, cool personalities, um, and they're sort of like a home base or a hometown that you see expand over time when you're playing the game. Uh, as you beat certain bosses or complete a side quest, you might have somebody new move in there. Um, you find things throughout the world like called Grolic ore that when you give to the essentially the blacksmith of the game, he will craft improvements to the town, which will unlock sometimes whole new areas where you can get more stuff. Like it really encourages exploration.
Mm.
Um, and you're going to be in a lot better shape if you do, because you're going to have more health, more energy, more abilities, stuff like that. So like you definitely want to not just stick to the main story.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll definitely try and play that a bit as well once I re-up my Game Pass.
Nice. Yeah, I know that you and I are big fans of Hollow Knight, and like I would maybe just watch like a synopsis of the first game on YouTube, so you have a little bit of a idea of the world, but I don't think it's necessary playing when this one seems to me to be pretty superior, and I don't think you're gonna play through the whole game anyway. I just got
Still
this
gotta play.
weird text, and sorry, it's like throwing me off a little bit.
It's okay.
Um,
From work or?
oh yes, gotcha. Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's actually from my second job with Robbie and Zach.
Mhm.
So guys, let's see. Where are we at? We're
You want to talk about Doom?
Doom.
yeah. I've been so engrossed with Ori, and I'm such a like one story-based game at a time that I haven't been able to play it too much. Um, but it makes a really good first impression from a gameplay standpoint. Like it is remarkably smooth on a base PS4. Like it is absolutely locked at 60 FPS. The load times are short. There is no sort of hiccuping or anything. Like it is a beautifully smooth playing game, which has been really enjoyable. Especially like Ori, for its one fault, it does tend to chug a little bit in points, and occasionally will pause for like 3 to 5 seconds, which is a bummer.
Mm.
But Doom plays so sexily smooth that it's just really cool. You're just like the first game. You're in the action right off the bat. You start off with a shotgun. Shortly after, you get the upgrade to where when you aim down sights, it has a completely different effect. Unlike most modern shooters, you're typically not aiming down sights when you're shooting, so it's a little old school in that aspect. Um, so, did any of you guys play the 2016 Doom?
I watched
No.
somebody play it, but I never played it myself.
I just started playing it.
Oh, you just started playing it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so you know about how it's got the whole system of when you are running low on health and you have damaged an enemy slightly, they start to flash orange, and so you will,
Rip.
rip and tear or glory kill them. And they're really quick and snappy in this game. They used to be like 2 to 3 second animations. In this game, they are sub 1 second, but they're still just as brutal and neat looking. But
That-
so then that'll pop out health when you're low on ammo, and this is getting a lot of talk. You are running out of ammo quite a bit in this game, at least early on. You take out your chainsaw, which is on a cooldown. When you chainsaw an enemy, a ton of ammo comes flying out of their bodies. Don't ask. It's a video game. And then a third mechanic gets introduced. You have a sort of little, it's called flame belch. And it's a little flamethrower that, like, it's pretty much a flame shotgun. When you hit people with that, they'll drop shields, which is like, a second form of health. So like the action is extremely fast paced, extremely kinetic, like much more so than the first, even though that one was also it's tough. There are certain enemies where you really have to hit the weak point, or else they're just going to end up decimating your health real quick. I'm playing on the normal difficulty. It's called Hurt Me Plenty.
No.
Um, and
Hurts me good.
yeah, like
Hurt me
I've just
good,
sort
it
of
feels good.
gotten to a section where there's a lot of the platforming, which is getting a lot of talk as well. First person platforming, is it good? Is it bad? There's a lot of debate on
Yeah.
that. I love it in Destiny, but it's
Mhm.
like even more of it's like uncharted levels of like grappling and sticking your arm out to jump, and
Wow.
it feels really snappy from what I've played so far, and I kind of like it.
And it's
It has
smooth too. Like it feels
it's
like
so smooth. Like the gameplay, I cannot stress, is just like it almost feels too polished.
yeah.
Like you snap to where exactly you need to go. Like
That's
it,
awesome. That's
the
great to hear from a first person shooter.
Totally. Like it's made a strong first impression. I am a little worried at how often I'm running out of ammo, and um, having to essentially be a resource management game when you would rather just be
Mhm.
thinking about killing as many demons as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's a weird concept to kind of scribble into there too, especially with how heavy action Doom's been marketed or has been in the past.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it's almost encouraging you to move. Like the
Mhm.
game never wants you
Don't
to
stick
stop
around.
moving, because you're gonna die faster, you're gonna run out of resources, you need to get up in that ass. You need to kill
Mhm.
that demon with that chainsaw, or else you're gonna be screwed.
Yeah.
Story seems like, I don't know, whatever at this point. I know there's a lot of codex reading that I haven't quite got to. I probably only played an hour and a half, 2 hours, so I'll have a lot more to say about it next week. Probably wrap up Ori pretty soon with all the home time that I've got. So
Mhm.
yeah. And Tyler, you can play it. You can play. We game share.
I
Like, feel
know.
free.
I might. So many other things
You need a
going on
break
right
from
now.
that Animal Crossing life. Get
Yeah.
some violence.
Yeah.
hmm
I got a question for everybody. So since we've all been quarantined and everything, I don't know if you guys have been playing any multiplayer games with your significant others, housemates, children, or anything like that. But I was talking to Caitlin earlier today, and I was trying to figure out a good like either co-op or like multiplayer game to play with her. So I want to hear
Mhm.
everyone's suggestions as to what games might be a good choice.
Hmm. Good
Yeah.
question.
I don't know if you're talking to us or
Hmm.
the chat, but
Everybody.
anybody. Okay.
Everybody.
Um, let's see. Well, you did
Overcooked was
say
fun.
is Snipper Clips. You mentioned it.
Yeah, so I was looking at that because like I know it's gotten a lot of like really good reviews, and people still say it's like one of the best co-op games on Switch. So I was looking into that a bit.
I think that would be a good one for you guys, because Caitlin is like pretty adept at video games. Me and Elena tried it, and it was fun for a little bit, but it got frustrating pretty quickly because it does take some, I don't know,
Knowledge.
it takes some knowledge of how games work, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's not as easy as a pick up and play game as probably Animal Crossing would be. But,
Yeah,
but let's see, other good
Let's look at the
co-op games.
library.
I
I
know
was
that
looking at
Kenny's thinking A Way Out.
Yeah.
Well, not really. I actually was running through. Me and Tyler, we were already having this conversation before the podcast. I was going through the sales right now on PlayStation, and one of the good ones that we found through the PlayStation current March PlayStation sale was "Don't Starve Together" console edition
Yeah.
on the PlayStation.
yeah,
That is a fun one.
playing that split screen. Definitely looks pretty up our alley. It was only like $8 too.
Yeah, $7.49.
Yeah, that's fun. I played it with a couple kids back in college, and that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It was like a survival. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of combat, but you really don't want to go messing with a bunch of things there because
Right.
everything could kill
I have the original Don't Starve on my phone.
you. Mhm.
I played it for a total of about 5 minutes, so I should give it another shot.
Yeah, get on PC or something too. I had it. I think I have it on Steam. That's how
Actually,
you
Yeah.
play it.
I think it's only $3 on PlayStation, Wiley.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
It's a good one.
It's
It's
fun.
a good one. That's what they tell me.
Survival horror. Survival.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. We're trying to figure out a game that we can
Donkey Kong.
play together.
Any of the Donkey Kong countries, like Tropical Freeze or, well, Return, I guess, is just on the Wii, but Tropical Freeze on Switch, or they have
That
it on
game
Wii U.
is so hard though.
It is very hard. It is. Yeah, it is very that
Yeah.
accessible. That sucks.
So
Anything
that's
on
co-op
Switch,
though.
like-
Like, what do you play as Donkey? One as Diddy.
Or you can play Diddy, Cranky. Actually, you can use Funky even if you aren't getting past all the hard stuff, because the Switch version has new Funky mode, so you can play as Funky Kong and he has a surfboard, so you can go over spikes pretty easily.
Hmm. What about Splatoon, Tyler?
I don't know.
That's online multiplayer only, which sucks. I don't think there's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's very disappointing.
fair enough. Well, if she gets her own Switch, that won't be a problem. But
right.
Splatoon is fun.
But then that's the what is it? I think Splatoon's still up there and like the $40 to $60 range.
It's
True.
It's still expensive.
I would like to play it, and I know that Tyler like mains, or he doesn't main him anymore. But now he's
Used
now
to
he's a
main him,
Pac-Man
Glenn.
main.
Pac-Man.
But yeah, I've always been super intrigued by that series, and
Yeah.
this one just
need to
slipped
play
by
'em.
me on the Switch.
And then there's also Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I've heard
dude,
to
I've
unlock
heard-
Luigi.
I've heard that that's really fun co-op.
Yeah. I don't know, like I thought about it, but then it's like I was reading that really like one player has a lot more control than the other, and I don't know, I kind of want it to be kind of slightly like separate things going
Mhm.
on. Like we're both kind of like we're both like the same amount of like in control as
Right. Yeah, I have heard that it's really good for like you and a kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did tell Tyler he already has Borderlands 3. He could just do split screen with her.
You can
It's
do
an
that.
option.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't really like that split screen though.
It is tough playing first-person shooter split screen these days. You know, when you're
Not
used
when
to
you
just
have a
having.
60-inch TV like he does.
It'd
Oh,
still be
yeah,
tough.
true.
You have Xbox too, right, Tyler?
No, I have just Game Pass on PC.
There's the Rare Replay, if that's on the Game Pass for PC.
That is true. There's a lot of different, games.
Yeah.
Banjo Kazooie,
Get
old
some
school
GeForce
multiplayer.
Gemini action.
Mm-hmm.
Play some Battletoads there.
Yeah,
I just don't have any cables to hook up to my PC for controllers.
you can play PP Police co-op. That's a good
Yeah,
fun game.
right.
That's
I
a
will.
co-op.
I don't want to spend too much time on it. You guys gave me some good ideas.
Okay, cool. Well,
Anything on the Switch, Super Nintendo library too.
true that.
Mm.
And not to say we can't go back to games. This is a quarantined, more casual episode, but there is some news that we want to touch on this week. And we were planning on doing a reveal video based on what we thought was going to be an exciting reveal of the PlayStation 5, but instead we got a college lecture from Mark Cerny. So yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, I know Kenny's going to talk shit.
It was real high level.
That was Galaxy Brain stuff.
It's got 10 point something teraflops. It's got a pretty fast processor. That's pretty much like what a lot of people are saying, is that Sony or PlayStation 4, 5 is going to be faster, whereas Xbox is going to look a little better.
Yeah. So I think I did take a little bit of a snippet from an article from Forbes, which I'll read real quick. The Series X and PS5 are very different animals. Microsoft fixed the CPU and GPU clocks and focused on power. Sony used variable CPU and GPU clocks and prioritized speed. How all this plays out remains to be seen. I expect which is the better console will be a pointless question. Based on what we've seen so far, they'll both be great. For those who care more about gaming than brand names, the next-gen consoles offer an exciting opportunity to compare the effects of power and speed. Cross-platform games from developers who are equally competent will let both systems tell the tale. I expect some games will shine on Series X while others will be better on PS5. If this happens, working out why it happened can provide new insights into contributions power and speed make to different aspects of gaming. This is going to be fun. So yeah, I mean, like, I've been hearing a lot of people saying like, oh, the people that are just comparing teraflops are stupid. Like, this is so much more than that, which is probably true. I mean, had the original PlayStation capable of doing a lot that the N64 wasn't, and vice versa. And the N64 had 64 bits, PSX or one only had 32, and like it, we try
Mhm.
to understand these things, but at the end of the day, like these are career professionals designing these things, and I don't think any of us are. I mean, Tyler, you're pretty tech savvy, but I know you were saying that a lot of that was.
Yeah, meant really nothing to me.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah,
they've
I
done.
mean,
The marketing is always kind of like, even with the Jaguar when it came out, it's like, do you want the 16-bit Sega Genesis or do you want the 32-bit Jaguar? And that's how they would used to flaunt it because people were like, whoa, the bigger number must mean better
32
console.
is bigger.
32 is bigger than
Yeah.
16. And we see how
I
that did.
think we're in a different time now. I don't think we're gonna see Phil Spencer like this Christmas being like, "We got 12 teraflops, baby. Screw you."
I wish.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would
man.
be okay.
It's like, you want a game with attitude,
Yeah,
you
I
want soft.
think it's gonna come down to the games, the exclusives. Yeah, and I mean, one thing that I think we might be seeing is that some of these developers that are only putting like PC games out might also be moving over to Microsoft with how much like they're able to provide in terms of a console. I mean, you're already kind of seeing that with Xbox and games like with Game Pass for PC. So like, there's kind of already like overlap there. But who knows?
It's gonna be super interesting to see how we handle, games for the first couple of years. Is what they've said on the Series X are going to be compatible with the Xbox One X and even the S, I think. So are they going to be able to take advantage of its true power? Like, I hope so. Is Sony going to go the same route? I don't think, since they've said anything. I think that it's safe to say that there will be true PS5 exclusives. So as long as we get these consoles in the fall, which to me is a big maybe, then it'll be fun. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, we've got a rogue pineapple in the chat saying in the end it's going to come down to how these companies take advantage of the technology. There's plenty of games out there from way back that still look and play amazing considering the ancient platforms they're on.
True. Yeah. Except for Fable 2. I tried that on Game Pass last night, and my memories, I gotta say, nostalgia is one hell of a drug. I was looking back and was like, "Ooh, this does not look good." But it was still nice. It was nice to get the opening, and I was like, "Man, the opening of this game's super fucking boring."
You were playing. You said Fable 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet that was like a really slow opening with like lots of tutorials, and
it was just literally follow a gold line. And I was like, I remembered you having a little more freedom, but I guess not. And the Fable 3 was even worse from what I remember. But
the gold line follows you everywhere.
Yeah, you just can't escape it. And there's that was bad.
I think when that came out, that was like the peak level of like handholdiness and linearity.
Yeah.
And we're totally not in that area right now. I think in terms of big releases, like, and it's all thanks to Dark Souls. Thanks, Dark Souls.
This is wild.
Thanks, Wiley.
Thanks, Cuphead.
Oh yeah, Cuphead. That was a hard game. Whew,
I still
haven't beaten it.
Yeah, I've tried co-op. That's a fun co-op, but it's super fucking hard. It's incredibly hard.
It's worse in co-op.
Yeah, it's way harder in co-op.
Yeah, that's why I've been playing through there. And we just can't get past like, I don't know. What did we beat? We're stuck on somebody. I think we were on like the Hildeberg one was when we stopped playing. I forget, but it was nuts. We could also play when we were super drunk, which probably wasn't the best way to play that game.
Terrible idea.
Oh, awful idea.
What boss did you get to, if you can recall?
If I won't be able to recall the name, but I know I cleared the second island.
Okay, so you get pretty far.
So you got past all like the carnival and the Ferris wheel, like roller coaster, whatever.
Ferris wheel.
The sunflower.
The candy lady.
We couldn't get past.
Yep.
The flying level.
That's on the Xbox that I got that far. On the Switch, I haven't gotten too far.
Oh, you got both versions. So I still just have the Xbox version, and I did beat it. Like, it was painful though. Like it definitely took probably a few tears, a few like laying awake in bed at night wondering if I'm worthy
Can I beat this game?
I
Please?
actually
Am I
was
worthy?
with the Switch version. I was playing it co-op a couple times at Tyler's house with him, the Switch version, and that
Sorry.
shit is super hard on co-op.
It's gross.
I just don't like that you share lives. You feel bad
Yeah.
whenever you die. Quick- Which I guess they want to keep it. It's super hard mode. Like I know that there is an easy mode in that game, but you can't progress. Like you can't leave the island. Is that right?
Yeah, you can't if you have it on easy mode,
Well-
you can't do any of the bosses or something like. You can't collect souls.
Yes, you can't collect souls. Right.
Wow.
So yeah, great game.
That's what we
though.
did it on. We were like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." And it's like you can't beat this boss unless you have the regular mode turned on.
Hmm.
Remember the green dinosaur bot? Like there was the dinosaur was absolutely awful. Oh my god.
Was
Oh
it that
yeah,
dragon?
the
green
dragon.
Dragon guy?
Yes, I
Jump
think
up-
that was the boss that I died the most times to.
Yeah,
Definitely in
just does not
the
It
high
was-
dozens.
It was pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, what's your vote for hardest boss?
It's been so long.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few you're forgetting. Like the devil at the end where you have to go through the 9
Yeah,
thing. I mean, that was pretty intense, and that was amazing. Thinking
Yeah,
back on it, that
I
they had,
lost
like,
quite a bit to him.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna forget some for sure. I think like one of the
What about the
one of the
game?
flying levels like killed me a ton.
The mermaid that everybody draws porn of.
The Medusa one.
Yeah,
Yeah, she killed me a lot.
there's so much porn. There's so much Cuphead porn online. Don't look.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, you would
Good
know.
character designs.
Hey,
are nice.
are any of you guys gonna play the Resident Evil 3 demo?
Is it out?
I can't wait to do the Resistance demo.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil 3 demo you can access today. And
Good to know.
the Resistance demo is open on the 27th.
Nice.
More days, 3 more days for me. I want to try Resistance.
Yeah,
And
that'd
the
be dope.
Full game is April 3rd, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
And is that's a PlayStation exclusive?
I think so.
Is it?
I don't know. You can.
Oh no, it's not. I'm looking
Yeah.
at it's coming soon on the Xbox. It's there.
Not a Game Pass joint, but it's on Xbox.
So just waiting
No,
for
I
it.
think I'm about to take the plunge. I'm 10,000 points away from getting my $50 gift card, so maybe I'll pick up Resident Evil 3 or 3.
Do it. You get
Wow. So I like that you downgraded your goal. You were trying to get the 100,000, and you're like,
I-
"Oh, stick-"
I wanted to get the $100, but honestly, I'm like looking. I'm like, really, what game am I gonna use $100 on? Except for Cyberpunk.
Well, you can use it too, can't you? You can use it twice.
Yeah,
Just pay
yeah,
for it.
whatever. I mean,
exactly. And if you really think about it, if I get 2 $50 gift cards, right? If I get this one and then work towards the second one, that's only 86,000 points that I need to
Really? Nice.
instead of 91,000.
okay. She's got the
Yeah.
math all figured out.
So
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be cool. I know one of us should play it because we got to cover everything. Just kidding.
Mhm.
like, I
Um,
all the games too.
So we had a lot of obviously coronavirus news this week. One that was painting a store that has been in the headlines a lot has been GameStop, and so this is a story I took originally early in the week. Jason Kotaku Jason Schreier from Kotaku was reporting on that GameStop was considering itself essential business, staying open during states of emergency, and to going against government orders. And everybody was real mad. We were like, GameStop, what are you doing? We could just download our games, and even if you couldn't download our games, it's not exactly an emergency
Yeah.
if you can't get the hot new Doom or Animal Crossing. Although when I say it, it kind of does
I
sound
thought I
pretty
was
bad.
gonna. Yeah. I thought I was gonna freak out if my copy didn't come in.
So yeah, unfortunately they have caved. GameStop is closing its California retail stores until further notice, according to Kotaku, only a day after the video game retailer instructed all of its employees to disregard coronavirus-related lockdowns.
Wow.
We are closing our stores in California, GameStop said in a letter to stores leaked to Kotaku. The closure will remain in effect until further notice as we obtain more information from the California governor's office. Kotaku also notes that GameStop will not pay its employees during the shutdown, though some may be able to use personal time.
Wow.
So yeah, earlier on they were defending its decision to stay open, claiming its business is essential retail. Um, they were saying, "Oh, we're instituting multiple social distancing practices and yada yada yada." And
It wasn't like one of their claims
Yeah.
that they were essential was because they were selling like mouse and keyboards to help people work from home or something like that.
Really? Wow. That's a stretch.
that is
That's
a stretch,
wild.
but
Wow.
I
You can do
you
the
know,
same thing anywhere else.
yeah.
Like a
What
supermarket.
do you guys think about this, Anthony? And you, as the former GameStop employee, are you surprised?
Oh no, not at all. I'm not surprised at all. They really don't care. At least when I worked there, they didn't really care unless you were getting numbers. So unless you were selling the Power Up Rewards card membership, which that's changed, and I'm really glad I wasn't there for when that changed first to a credit card and then to I don't even know what it is now. I know it's the
Now
Power
you
Up
just
Rewards.
you just give your phone number.
Yeah, thank God. But
Hmm.
that was a nightmare. Like that was awful. I hated doing that because every customer you had to sell. You had to try to weasel your way in there somehow. You had to get them to pre-order something. You had to get them to get the protection. And then say the worst case scenario, if you got canceled on that, looked bad on you. So if some random customer just came in and was like, "Hey, I'd like to cancel my pre-order," it's like you don't have any control over that. I can't do anything about that. But
Yeah,
then you'd be like, "Well, you want to transfer that to something else?" Like, no, man, I just want my $5. You sound like a dink just asking, spending 15 minutes something that should have taken 2. And guy wants his money
yeah,
back, give him his money
totally.
back.
Hmm.
So
It's definitely sometimes a slew of questions that you have to get through if you just want to check out. Like,
yeah,
sure you don't want to add $3 protection in case anything happens to it?
yeah,
You never
something bad might happen in a game. If you know what I'm saying. Once you the $3 extra protection,
be
it's like, no,
ashamed if
man.
somebody came and I don't know, smashed your disc.
Be a shame if I brought my little newborn kid over to your house and I don't know, let's say let him loose in your gaming room for 2 hours, unless you
Be
buy
a-
this $3 protection. The
be
beach.
ashamed if a raccoon got let loose in your room and just wreaked all types of havoc, and then all your games got ruined. What are you gonna do then?
It'd be a shame if I came to the address of let's see what we got here in the system of 123 Fake Street, and I don't know, let's say take a baseball bat to most of your consoles. If you don't get this protection or sign up for your Game Pass account, here was this. You got two. Oh, you wanted to cancel one? It says, oh, I don't know how well that's gonna look. I got my buddy Jimmy Two Fingers in the back over there. I don't know. He's gonna come bring 2 fingers to your face. Gonna poke your eyes and not let us watch you destroy your games.
This is the true experience at GameStop.
I hate that place.
I can't attest to this. I
Yeah.
can't. I think I'm one of the like 0.5% of the world that never has a bad experience at my GameStop.
That's good. Well, they do love you at yours, which is that is a
They do.
great, that is a great feeling to be cherished at a GameStop and let you just hang out.
Yeah, I mean, I do like. So we said on the show before that we do like going in and browsing what they got. They got good deals in the clear section these days, and they've done a decent job, I think, of they've remodeled a bunch of the stores after they had so many closures earlier on, and I do hope that Reggie fixes everything and that
Handles this PR nightmare.
exactly. And I think this will blow over soon. Although it's a good thing that they changed it when it did, because for a couple days on social medias, it was like GameStop's done. This is it. This is the nail in the cup. And
They've been saying that for a while, though. I feel like everybody's been like, GameStop's done. But it's like this
Mhm.
definitely didn't help them.
It
Yeah,
wasn't a good look. I just needed them to stay open 7 more days.
Mm-hmm.
I need the
What's-
curbside pickup 7 more days to work so I can pick up my fucking Persona 5.
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not trying to go through 2 more months of quarantine without playing and being a Phantom Thief.
Dude, can't wait. It's better come
So
out on
are
time.
you all have pre-orders of Persona 5 physical editions?
Mm-mm. I'm waiting for
Yeah,
7, baby.
I got for Amazon. From
I got
Amazon.
mine. GameStop.
And did you get the Ultimate editions?
I did not.
Yeah, I got the Ultimate Collector's Edition.
Which was what, 120, 150?
I think so. Or I think I got like the $80 one maybe. It was like the
Nice.
step up from the Steelbook.
Well, if you're
Mhm.
getting a mask with it, I feel like it's got to be more than 80. unless it's a really cheap mask. But
It might be like I
Maybe.
can guarantee it's probably like $120 collectors. It probably comes with an art book, the steelbook case edition, all that crap, and then maybe a
Mhm.
figure or something because that's what they like to do. Either figure, probably soundtrack most likely, which is amazing because the soundtrack in that game.
Just out of curiosity, I've actually started to get into stocks a little bit over the past week.
Mhm.
a lot of people have.
Yeah. You can buy GameStop stock for $4.16.
Oh wow.
I gotta buy a bunch of them right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like the boom.
Does it, what was it at last week? Are you able to see that?
Yeah, just a minute.
How do you buy stocks? Do you go through like Robinhood or like what? Is there a more streamlined process to buying stocks? Like how does one just go and be like, oh my,
You can like sign up for an account through a broker.
Hmm.
Like yeah, there's lots of different ways. If you have a 401k or with your company, then you technically already do have stocks.
Mhm.
I have a 403b, and I guess Tyler and Kenny probably do too because we all work for nonprofits. But
Mhm.
same thing.
Yeah, I got a 401. Let's see how that's doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't invest in GameStop.
You wouldn't? No.
No.
Buy it
We're
now.
trending down.
Yeah, it's like the high that it's 52-week high is, hang on.
So that means you should buy and then sit on
Exactly.
it.
It's
Yeah, but
gonna
even
come- it's-
and it's I don't know. I wouldn't.
I'm about to when I forget about you guys because I made my money off of stocks. Don't come calling me.
You get all the strategy guides.
I'm gonna move on from the show. I'm gonna be too high up to be contacted.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
up
Jeez.
there. Split some stocks, boy. I should
But I have invested in Norwegian Cruise Lines, Roku,
Ooh.
and this like
Netflix?
apparel industry.
So Roku, is that like since they're in everybody's TV now, they're like TCL and everything like what made you decide to do Roku is because everybody's at home.
It just looked good. Yeah, Roku's actually like
What are they up to?
up doing pretty well. They're up to 97. I think I bought them for
stock?
like I think I bought them for like 75.
That's pretty good.
Damn.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get into that for a while now. I just haven't, but
Yeah.
certainly a good time now.
Yeah.
Is it a good time? Is it a bad time? It's really hard to like.
Yeah,
you
it depends
know,
on what you're looking at.
and it depends on what the hell happens in the next couple weeks, which who the fuck knows, because Trump's saying shit like, oh, everybody's going to be at church on Easter, it's all going to be okay, and then you got other people saying this is going to take 6 to 12 months, which obviously majorly different answers.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of places are using the tentative like April 6th. I don't know if you guys saw this, but India today just announced that for 3 weeks, no one is allowed to leave their house. The country with
Wow.
1.3 billion people,
That's gonna be a lot of poop.
That's
which
nuts.
is 5 times the population of the U.S. in a much denser area.
Have you seen videos of people trying to get on trains in India, man? That is intense.
No, I haven't.
Look it up. It's crazy. These people
Is that what you're looking at through your googly eyes right now?
Yeah, I had my stock glasses on, but now I got it. Now I take my stock glasses off. Yeah, no, those are crazy. The guy, when I went and bought my phone on Friday, he was telling us all about the transportation in India, and he's just like, "Oh, look at this video," and it was literally just like this train pulls into the station. It pulls in for maybe 2 minutes. People hanging on the sides. You can't even look in. It's just like a wall of people. People are getting shoved in, shoved out. There's people like carrying people into the train as it's starting to move, like on the station. People just jumping onto the
Wow.
side, hanging onto the top. It's nuts. It looks like
That's
a
crazy.
New York Times a jillion, but
That's
but
crazy.
worse.
Yeah, I want probably Mumbai. I wonder what's the most populated city in India.
I think it might have been from Mumbai. I think it was like Mumbai train boarding was the name of the video. Because even after my dad's like, "Can you take that off my phone?" I was like, "Why do you want that off your phone?" He's just like, "Oh, it's just
Yep.
I don't want it in the history." I was like, "Dad, it's not anything bad. No, you wouldn't worry about having a
It's-
Mumbai train station footage on your phone being bad. The government's watching you now."
18.4 million residents, and yeah, so that's more than double New York City. And So they're taking it majorly serious. There's only been 500 cases in the country as opposed to the thousands that we have in the U.S. now. But since they are such a densely populated country that and a
It would be
poorer country,
catastrophic.
Yeah,
yeah, for
that
real.
would be terrible.
hmm
Absolutely.
So definitely, like, I'm past the page where I'm like, oh, this is fun. I'm staying home and playing video games.
I'm on that
ready.
page now.
Yeah, well,
Well,
there you go.
fuck you.
People are at different states, and this has been good talking with you guys for sure. I'm glad that we still found a way to do the show, and we'll see where we go from here. I mean,
Mhm.
like, now it's at a point where you know, is it worth it to go hang out with your friends or not? Like, it's just
Mhm.
it's tough. It's something you got to evaluate on a day by day basis. Like, I thought this show was pretty good. I know we're like going more behind the curtain than we usually do.
Yeah. Look of how all the positives. Look at you can see all my amiibos. Look at
Oh
'em.
snap!
You can
Oh
see all
snap!
my amiibos.
I'm about to
Let
full screen it. I got
It's-
about to full screen this
me
shit.
help you out. You can see all the amiibos. Look at that.
Whoa!
Oh yeah. Oh, look.
Oh, I used to have that same picture of the Starry Night.
Hell yeah! I got that from brought that over from my dorm. It was very relaxed.
Nice.
That's good. See, look at the positives. You gotta look at the bright side.
Oh, I didn't realize that you can see my handle of gin in the corner.
Where? I want to see. Oh, wait, at the bottom
Yeah, in the closet.
in the closet. See, I didn't even
I
notice.
don't even know
Yeah.
what that was.
You got
I got
Seagram?
a few. No, Tanqueray.
Ooh,
A
fancy.
few toys behind me. Got my Destiny and my Samus, and I already showed you All Might. Sorry for audio listeners if you're out there.
Yeah, man. Can't see how cool we are.
hmm So we did have a little bit more in the outline we wanted to discuss. Half-Life Alyx is out. I think the show's been going on for quite a while. People are probably ready to go eat some food or do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us are gonna have the chance to actually play Half-Life Alyx.
No,
Mm-mm.
not now. I mean, I used to think that maybe we could, there's a lot of VR, like at Prodigy, like we could essentially
Yeah.
experience it at a place like that. Anthony.
I'm adjusting my camera. Sorry, God.
So yeah, Half-Life Alyx is out. It's like at a 93 on Metacritic. People are saying that it's really, really good. That's pretty much it. I was going to go over some quotes, but show's running long. It's been good hanging with you guys.
Hell yeah,
Hey
man.
guys,
It's good relaxing little.
Wiley and Kenny get Animal Crossing. We can all hang out.
Yeah. I gotta
on
go
the
back and
island.
get my stuff.
We shall see. We shall see. I'm just gonna defer all my payments and start buying video games.
You just put in
That's fine.
stocks. Animal Crossing stocks. Stocks in Nintendo.
I'm gonna start buying stocks off of Tom Nook.
Do it. That's why I was just.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, invest in turnips.
Yeah.
Why
Prices
was
are
everybody
hot.
freaking out about peaches? Apparently, peaches are where it's at.
I don't know,
Really?
people like peaches because they look like butts.
It's true. You're not wrong.
Dude, I was watching the show The Outsider last night. Shout out to Brendan, who hopefully you're listening all the way to the end of the episode. I got through Chernobyl, great series. And now I'm watching The Outsider with Elena, and on the second episode, there's a strip club, and the name of it is the Peach Crease.
Nice.
So yeah, that seems pretty good.
Juicy. Nice.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We will be back next week. We will be streaming some Super Smash on Sunday, maybe some other surprise stuff throughout the week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All I got is time, baby.
Until next time, stay safe. Practice your social distancing.
Wash your hands.
Whoever wants to play Warzone with me, hop on. Add me. Add my Activision. I'm out here trying to get some W's.
Nice.
I did tell Tyler. I didn't tell you guys. I was playing last night with our friend Broadway Vic from the Applesauce podcast.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
We were playing some Warzone last night.
Hell yeah.
I'm a Renaissance man. I'm playing with everybody. I'm playing with everybody.
Playing with the enemy.
Gotta.
Also, you guys want to mention your names? I mean, I go by Heisenberg728. HEISENBERG 728 on PlayStation and Xbox. If anybody wants to add me and play whatever, feel free to do so.
Super easy to add me. Level what you can, both PSN and Xbox.
I'm level with you, Ty.
And,
I'm a Hero 1 on PlayStation. That's
and Hero 1. Yeah.
ANTHERO1 on PlayStation and Xbox. I'm Party with Sloots, so same as my Instagram.
Nice. We should, if we do this remotely again, it would be kind of dope to have little, like, that information on each of our screens.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Like an overlaid.
All right. We
Cool.
will see everybody next time.
All right, y'all.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.